This is Donald J. Trump, 45th President of the United States, and a whole lot of other things. He has had many titles over his life, not limited to an author, an actor, owner, CEO, real estate developer, politician, and entrepreneur. Not to mention famous, rich, polar, and controversial. But most importantly, he is called driven. Driven to win.
And we're going to start winning again. We're going to win so much. We're going to win at every level.
He has amassed great wealth in the last few decades in his many business-related ventures. To many, his name is synonymous with luxury, fame, status, wealth, and gold. But what gave him this status? Over the past few days, I've been fascinated with his story, and I wanted to answer one very specific question. How did he become rich? What helped him become a millionaire and then pass that status to become a billionaire? I read his book, watched a few documentaries, and countless websites. And here is the story of his wealth. This is New York, and this is Queens. It all began on June 14th, 1946, when Donald Trump was born in Jamaica Estates, Queens, to his parents, Fred and Marianne Trump. Okay, but we're not here for a long history lesson. We just want the meat and potatoes. So let's fast forward a little bit. All you need to know is that his family was wealthy, as his father was a renowned real estate developer and businessman who had created numerous connections over the last few decades in the New York real estate business. Donald was raised with these connections, so when he graduated college in 1968 from the University of Wharton, he was ready to get started in his father's real estate business. And get started he did. In order to raise the capital needed to get started in real estate, he took out a small loan from his father of $1 million.
I started off in Brooklyn. My father gave me a small loan of $1 million. I came into Manhattan, and I had to pay him back, and I had to pay him back with interest. But I came into Manhattan, I started buying up properties.
Okay, so what were these properties? In 1978, he ended up creating a partnership with Hyatt and went in and purchased the Commodore Hotel at Grand Central Terminal in New York City. They remodeled this hotel and renamed it the Grand Hyatt. According to his website, when he eventually did sell his 50% stake in the hotel in 1996, he made roughly $142 million. So this was the first really big win for the young Donald Trump. One of many big wins.
We're going to win with every single facet.
Fast forward to 1983, and Donald completed his development on his second and arguably most famous building called Trump Tower in New York. This is where the luxury brand began for the young Trump. The building at the time was the largest all-glass building in New York at a whopping 68 stories. Today, a unit in the tower costs between $2 to $8 million. This makes it a very luxurious place to stay. The interior is coated with various gold-covered fixtures, but most importantly, the gold Trump name. This name would soon appear on many other of Trump's business-related ventures. In the coming decades, Trump launched his gold brand into everything he was a part of. He wanted to be the name of luxury. His many business ventures included Trump Steaks, Trump Vodka, Trump the Board Game, Trump Airlines, Trump Mortgage, and even Trump Water. And that brings us to the sponsor of today's video, which is Stephen Ethan Water. When you need water and you don't want Trump Water, Stephen Ethan Water is a great alternative. Just kidding. Oh goodness, could you imagine actually having a water brand like Trump Water? I can't get over that one. That one cracked me up. I think I might have to take a break. That was almost too much for me. During the 1980s and the 1990s, he grew his real estate empire to new heights, with new buildings popping up all over New York and the whole world. Not to mention golf courses and casinos. He also started a TV show called The Apprentice, and ended up starring in it with his catchphrase,
"You're fired, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired."
And although he made millions of dollars in pretty much every single thing he got into, not everything was a win at this point in his life. In fact, things started to crumble for the young Trump. His empire began to crack. From 1991 to 2009, Donald Trump's businesses declared bankruptcy 6 times due to the inability to pay off debtors and pay off loans. His luck was running out. At one point, he even had to demolish one of his famous buildings, the Trump Plaza in Atlantic City.
It was once a symbol of the high-rolling life of Donald Trump, but now his deserted Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City has come crashing down.
And it wasn't just his real estate businesses that were having financial troubles. Trump Airlines also went under. His mortgage company had a similar story when it went bankrupt during the 2009 financial crisis. Trump steaks, water, vodka, and magazine all didn't catch on and went bankrupt as well. But despite these losses, he still did come out quite a bit on top. He made about $1 million per show on The Apprentice, a TV show in which he starred. He also had minor cameos in other Hollywood productions, which earned him some revenue, and eventually even earned him a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And he was also President of the United States of America, which was like, okay. So this brings the question, how much is Donald J. Trump worth? Well, that number is debated among pretty much everybody. Trump says himself that he's worth in excess of $10 billion. However, many analysts realize that this number might be a little bit high, inflated even. Forbes estimated in 2021 that Donald Trump's actual net worth is closer to $3 billion, with most of his wealth held up in New York City real estate and his Trump brand names, as well as his golf courses and casinos. Bloomberg also created an estimate, but it was slightly lower at $2.3 billion. So with all these different estimates, we might never know the exact amount of Trump's wealth. So the question we are forced to ask at this point is, what got him his current status? If we can't put a number on it, at least we might be able to figure out what he did, so hopefully we can do it as well. After doing all this research and creating this video, I eventually came to the conclusion that his success and his wealth must have come from one of 5 things. In fact, not even just one of 5 things, but probably a mix of them. And they are his family, his work ethic, his connections, his ability to make deals, and lastly, his confidence in himself. Thank you so much for watching. I am Stephen Ethan, and I will see you in the next one.